3, 2, 1.
This is the Mac Media Show.
Ooh, welcome to the Mac Media Show, everyone. My name is Mac.
And I'm Ray.
And this is the Me and Ree Review Show. We are the two that review for you.
Yes, we are.
We are back.
We are. It has been a struggle.
We've been very busy.
I know it.
But Ree, it's great to be here talking about
it is.
episodes 6 and 7 and 8. However, we're going to do this a little different this week, Ree. We're going to put 6 and 7 together.
Okay.
And we're going to talk about 8 in just a second because we're a couple weeks behind on the show.
July 4th and
we're going to catch up.
holidays. Yeah, it's been kind of tough.
So if you're listening in the car, now you have extra material, extra content to listen to. But we're going to review these episodes. They were really good. Ree, let's try to remember exactly what happened in 6 and 7. We'll probably miss a few things, but I do remember Steve had a date.
Oh, he did. He did.
It didn't look staged to me, by the way. Let's just talk about the date.
I wonder.
It didn't look like it.
Gosh, she was kind of nuts.
It's hard to believe somebody's that
I know.
out of it.
She was. She was kind of lightheaded. I don't know
Man.
what was going on with her.
You know, what do you think about Steve dating? Is it time? Do you think he needs to be married?
I think that's only a decision somebody personally can make. But I think I guess he could date if he wanted to. You know, give him somebody to do some things with.
Now, why do you think he has not been able to find the right one?
Because I think he's really busy. I think he concentrated on his modeling career, and then he concentrated on real estate. And, you know, like he said, he doesn't have a team or anything, so he's pretty much on his own.
So it's possible
I think he spent
hasn't.
a lot of time, sort of like Luis did.
So you think that when you're going to find the right one, you've got to hunt?
Well, I think you have to take the time
Yeah.
to put yourself in places that you would probably meet somebody, you know.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
So he probably hasn't done it to this point. Now,
Well, I think he said that in one of the episodes, that he had not really, you know, looked for anybody, but he was thinking now would be a good time to start looking for somebody.
Right.
You know, for the rest of his life.
Right.
That was not her, though.
Right. So what happened in terms of properties for Steve on 6 and 7? I think 7 he got a co-list, so in 6 he was finishing up with Sam.
Yeah.
They just made up, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Really kind of a cool apartment. Sam had redone everything, remodeled it.
Interior design.
Yeah. You want to talk about that?
Well, I mean, it was nice. It was real nice. It was, he sold it for, I think they were asking for that thing? When he first went in there, Sam thought he could get like $900,000 for it. And Steve said, no, you can get like 1.2, something like that. And so I think that's what they listed it for. It was 1.2. And anyway, he got an offer for 1.150, I think. Mm-hmm. And he ended up, I think he countered 15,000 more, so whatever that would be.
Wow.
But yeah, he ended up getting, getting what he wanted. I think it sold for 1.2.
Okay.
Oh, the person wanted the furniture for 1.2, and he went with 1.2 and no furniture.
That's right.
So it did get sold.
Oh, good.
So he did sell it for, and he sold it for more.
Well, I remember on the previous episode, which is going to be uploaded at the same time we do these, was recorded on time. They had a big falling out.
They did, because
Sam,
he came in late.
Yeah.
You know, one night and didn't want to have the open house, and he had people coming in like the next hour.
I mean, I thought that was a little bit dramatic.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of rude.
I thought it was.
You wonder I just wonder if all that's staged. Or
I wonder.
Because that really is tough.
Yeah, that was
He's
bad.
got to get all these people not to come, and I mean, that's just hard.
Yeah, it was bad.
Anyway.
I'd love to know the truth on all that.
I would too. I would like to know about that girlfriend. I'd really like to know. If we get a chance to talk to him, we need to ask him.
So good for Steve. He sold a nice apartment there in downtown.
He did. He got that done.
Let's talk about the guy that had the $25 million palace.
Good night.
You know what? I think that's the coolest thing, living right there in your own townhome. Mm-hmm. Right on the street. It's like the Batman, you know, the Dark Knight.
Mm-hmm.
You just pull in. Of course, he had that crazy-looking Lamborghini car.
He was the Hulk.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I can't believe right there it's kind of hidden.
And you'd have to have an extraordinary price on that. $25 million for the location, a garage.
Oh, it was unbelievable.
I mean, that is an incredible place. That's probably one of the best places, or at least the most unique places that we've seen in the entire series.
I think that's right. They had farm-raised crocodile banisters. I had never even heard of such a thing.
Crazy.
He said he had an African antelope door handle.
Wow.
To the bathroom or bathtub or something. And bulletproof windows in his bedroom.
Wow.
He said his master bedroom was a safe room, panic room.
Yeah, what for, huh?
Because he said when he moved in there that he bought it in 2003 or 2000, somewhere in there, for 3.35.
Wow, can you imagine?
Okay, think about that. And he put $2 million in it, doing all this stuff, because he said the neighborhood was real sketchy back then, and that's why he did it.
Okay.
And then he wants to sell it now for $25 million.
Amazing.
That's a pretty good profit, isn't it?
Well, he couldn't find a buyer. They ended up settling on renting for $600,000 a year.
They did.
Pretty good.
$50,000 a month. I'll take it.
Not bad at all.
That was pretty nice. And they still can show it.
What kind of person rents that for a 12-month term?
I don't know. They talk about these people that just come in and out of town. It's not anybody that stays there all the time.
So you don't think it's a 12-month lease? It might be.
Might be, but it just is when the people decide to come.
Okay, maybe
I don't
they're
think anybody's there full time.
Filming a show, filming a movie.
Whatever. Yeah.
Sure.
I think that's what it is.
I'd use it for rental property forever.
Yeah, that'd be kind of nice, wouldn't
Incredible
it? Well,
location.
He might after this.
Yeah,
You never know.
absolutely. I would never sell it.
That's right.
Sure. Really cool place.
It was. That was interesting.
Good listing for Ryan. I wonder how he got that. How did he know Alan? Alan is a retired executive for a bank, is what it said.
I don't know if he really knew him, did he?
Well, he called on Ryan to sell the place. I wonder
Well,
how
I mean, he watches TV.
Maybe that's it.
He may have seen Ryan on TV.
Maybe, but that's a big price listing. I mean, those don't come along.
It is.
Often. So, and then we had Ryan this episode. What was Ryan working on? I'm sorry, Fredrik.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think Fredrik was working on Beekman.
Beekman.
He started that in 2014.
Really unique property.
It was beautiful.
Do you remember when he started that?
I was thinking the same thing.
Years ago.
Yep. Number 5 Beekman. He talked about it all the time.
That was his biggest
his
project.
Big one then.
Yeah, back in the day.
Imagine?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. 51-story building.
Yeah, I think it said 225 million total sellout. Maybe I'm wrong about that. But
he had open house.
Had a problem with his developer not wanting to show the penthouse too early, and he had a buyer on the hook.
He did,
and so he showed him anyway, and they got into a big battle.
Right?
Did you think that was okay to go against the developer?
Yeah,
What
I think
would you
about
have
it
done?
in terms of Fredrik. When you get a chance to sell something like that, especially on that level, you need to take that chance. Even though the developer kept thinking, no, we don't want to show it until it gets, fixed and perfect and has all the, the amenities in it and everything. But I'm like Fredrik. I think when you get the chance to sell it, you try to sell it. Doesn't matter if you've got it perfect or not.
So you would have showed the penthouse.
I would have.
And taken the heat.
Yeah, I would have. Because I would think the developer would be happy about that, regardless.
I don't know why he wouldn't be.
Me either. I didn't get that. I didn't understand why he...
You don't show him, you lose the opportunity.
Exactly. They
You
may
do
not
show
come
him,
back.
maybe it's not finished,
That's
maybe you
right.
lose an opportunity, but regardless, it's
Exactly.
no worse.
Exactly.
Okay. Ended up what? They went back and forth.
I think the designer offered $10 million. I forgot what that girl's name was, but offered $10 million, and he came back at 12.
Right.
And then he couldn't find him for a long time, and Fredrik was trying to track him down to do a counteroffer.
Doesn't that prove the developer wrong?
Yeah, it does, and I don't even understand that.
It makes
I don't
no
understand
sense.
A developer that wouldn't want to sell when they can.
I agree with
didn't
you
make sense to
completely.
me
I mean,
either.
I would hope the developer watches this back on TV and realizes that was a bad decision. he
Yeah, I
made.
didn't understand that unless he was thinking we will put in our finishes at our price. This person will come in and want certain things, and we'll have to cater to that. But what he would have done when they did the contract was say, this is the kind of finishes we're putting in. If you want additional things, you pay us outside the contract.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't see why that would have been any I don't understand that. I would love to understand why the developer did that. I've never seen anybody.
Do you remember the uniqueness of this building? It has a hotel on the base floor. And, of course, the people that live there have access to all the hotel amenities.
Yeah.
How neat is that, huh?
so
Can you
nice.
imagine living with concierge and dog walking services and,
I know it. And when you get ready to go swimming, there it is. Or when you get ready to, go eat, you're right there. I mean, it's just really nice.
How cool. And access to the kitchen and,
I know, it was so nice.
How cool.
So nice.
So really cool place. He sold the penthouse. We don't know if they didn't show the rest of the sellout. So I'm sure he's continued work on the building.
Oh, yeah.
and its success. Most of what Fredrik works on turns out well.
It seems like it, doesn't it?
Man.
Seems like it turns to gold.
No pun
Or
intended.
turns to sold, is what he said, not
Ooh,
gold.
Very good. Yeah, it doesn't turn to Steve Gold.
That's right.
No.
That's right. Turn to sold.
So 6 and 7, those a couple things happened, and Steve, obviously in episode 7, had a co-listing gone bad.
Oh, that was weird.
Ugh.
Wasn't it? That was weird.
You
I thought that
know-
was odd when she pulled Lori in anyway because Lori's commercial.
Is she just a friend? Was Lori a friend?
Yeah, just a friend.
That's so.
Yeah.
Message to the people out there. Don't bring in friends because make a business decision. Make sure they know what they're doing. She's in commercial field. She's a commercial broker. She doesn't sell residential.
Yeah. Well, that's why she pulled in Steve.
Don't put a
She
commercial
was
broker
trying
on
to
the
get
project.
her paid too. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's a mess because now
Yeah.
you have somebody that knows what they're doing, and
Yeah.
you're having Lori sabotage the whole thing, and it's a nightmare.
Yeah, and she was. And he never brought that up, which I didn't understand when they were sitting there talking about the price and stuff. He could have said, she showed up 3 hours late to the open house. She wanted to have a breakfast open house. I did not. And then she didn't even come. I mean, there would be things that I would say,
Well, this was in episode 8. We're really not supposed to talk about
oh, I'm
that
sorry.
yet.
Did I skip forward?
Yeah, you're skipping.
Sorry.
In episode 7, though, again, listeners, a little backwards here. We've seen
Okay,
episode
I'm
8
sorry.
already. We're trying to stick to 6 and 7. It's tough.
Okay.
Next week will be better.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm
But
sorry.
in episode 7, you're right. She missed the open house. She was late for the breakfast, which was her idea.
Yeah.
And her buyers are showing up,
Right.
and they're wanting to see Lori.
Right.
And she's not there. And so
Right.
Steve walks them through. Another thing. Do you remember this? She comes in late, and she continues to show them a second time
Yeah. Yeah.
from her eyes.
Yeah. That
Get-
was crazy.
Bad idea.
I don't know if she knows what she's
I wonder
doing.
if she's
honestly.
okay.
She's kind of odd.
I'm not going to, because
know.
we're on the air and we have lots of viewers. This could get back to her. She could watch the show.
Yeah.
I wonder if she's okay.
Well, I don't know. He said she was really good in commercial selling. So evidently, I wonder how old she is.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to tell.
Looks like my old piano teacher
She
that
was kind of wrinkly when she,
died of cancer.
I don't know. She kind of, I don't know. She hit me wrong, but
It's awful.
to be so bossy,
I just didn't get the dynamic. I mean,
I didn't either.
maybe
And he
she comes
wouldn't-
from a well-known, wealthy family,
It must
and
have
that
been.
helps her.
Yeah, but he didn't ever call her on the carpet about anything unless it was
In
off the
8
air.
in episode 8, he didn't.
Well,
But-
yeah. Well, he never did when she was late either.
No.
He never said. She would come in and he would say it to the camera.
I will agree with you that Steve has mishandled this whole
I
situation.
think he has. I think he needs to be a little more, project the way he would have handled it because he is the residential expert. She was the commercial, and she would say that.
Yeah. So their
Anyway.
dread continues. I mean, it's been after 8, it have been 2 episodes that they've been working on this, which is, it's odd because normally we don't see deals extended into a 3rd episode.
That's right.
And this co-list will, in episode 9, which airs next week, will have extended into 3
Really?
episodes.
Okay.
It's like they didn't have enough for Steve Gold to, you know what I mean?
Huh. Well, maybe they didn't.
Maybe not. But
Well, his assistant. Well, no, I'm jumping ahead. I'm sorry.
his
We're not gonna talk
whole season has been a nightmare for Steve. He just hasn't had good momentum with deals. It's been
different,
very
doesn't it?
tough.
Yeah. it does seem
Fredericks are
different.
just like butter.
I
you
know. It's just kind of odd. I don't know if they're doing that on purpose
I don't
or
know.
it's sort of like Luis.
Well, Luis was that way too,
know. I know, but he's had a lot of experience. Luis had not had that much experience.
Maybe we don't see all of that because they have a team, and we see it with Luis and Steve because they're the ones dealing with all those
that's true.
problems. You know what I'm saying?
Could be. You're right.
Maybe the team members deal with those headaches.
You're
and
right. I
We
didn't
just see
even
the
think
good
about that.
parts
Yeah.
for Ryan and Fredrik. Anyway, those were a good couple episodes. We kind of had to go short on them because we combined in 2, so we're skipping some details. But overall, they're pretty good.
Yeah, but you got to talk about that. Luis showed up.
Oh yeah, I forgot
Luis
about
showed
it.
up and talked to
It's a
them
huge
about
part.
going to Paris.
Matter of fact, that was the only part I really remembered. What did
It
you
was
think?
cool.
I was honestly the only thing that I thought about after seeing that segment about Fredrik and Ryan and Luis talking about Luis going to France. He was breaking the news to him. The only thought that came to mind was, wow, they're being kind of unsupportive of him. I mean, surprisingly so. I thought they're going to support whatever he wants to do, which in the end they did. Fredrik, not so much. He got up and left the lunch, but I just was shocked. They came across very harsh, and I thought, wow, you know.
I don't think so. I think they were just being honest. I mean, they're kind of like thrown by the fact this guy had this big opportunity to be on television and build this good career, and he's just choosing to walk away from it. He really doesn't have any reason why.
Right.
And I mean, I'm like Fredrik. Why don't you go visit Paris and see what you know, if you like it, and don't go over there and stay, you know, until you know what you want to do. Well, I mean, I understand that. I understand it from both perspectives.
I understand too, but don't get me wrong. I would have done what Fredrik and Ryan did.
I would have too. I would, you know, and one of them did say that you've had this wonderful opportunity that nobody gets in a lifetime. Why are you just throwing it away? Because I don't think he could ever come back to that.
Oh yeah, sure he can.
Well, I mean, he could come back in there, but he's lost several years in the market and the.
You know, for me though, and really looking at it, it totally does not make a difference. You know,
being out of the market?
No, I mean,
I think it does.
You know how to sell. You know how to sell.
Yeah, but you got to get the client base up again.
Yeah, well, the business, there's some logistic things, but in terms of the big picture, that's a great life experience for him to just take off. It's the point of just taking off and doing.
Well, that's what he said.
You know, it's not the going over there and seeing the things and whatever. It's just actually buying a place instead of visiting and just doing it big time.
Trying to learn the language and all that. That's just not anything I want to throw myself into, though. I mean, I'm sort of like them.
But you're a different person, though.
I know, it's kind of odd, though.
See, I'm kind of excited by that idea because it's a personal growth thing. You know, it's like, let me, in this lifetime, grow as much as possible. Go meet a different culture, a different language. Bring all that back with me, you know?
I guess you could. Yeah, look at it that way.
Because now he's got Puerto Rican, he's got New York, he's got French, and, you know, he's very multicultural now.
Oh, that's true.
You develop better sales skills the more you meet new people. And
what's he doing over there, do you know?
He did say he'd find a job. I don't know. It sounded like maybe something in real estate. Maybe he'd sell French real estate. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, but you think about it, he could have great opportunity over there.
Oh, I'm sure he
Niche
could.
market, you know, they know him as the Puerto Rican sales guy.
Well, that's true.
You know, he's a little different than everybody else.
That's a lot to take on, though, to me.
It's a lot.
I'm just not wanting to do that much.
Well,
like, it's unknown.
You're right.
I just thought it was a great opportunity that he was part of that team of Ryan and Fredrik and Luis. I don't know why he wanted to give that up.
He must not have loved it. I mean, he must have been so tired of it.
I don't know. Maybe it's that competitive up there that it's not fun. You know? I mean, Ryan and Fredrik may be built that way, but see, I think Fredrik's kind of backing off too a little bit because he bought the place in Connecticut. He's talking about meditating now. He's talking about having that downtime.
Sure.
He never had it. When they were in New York, he never quit.
Also, I don't think Luis values money as much as they do.
That's probably true.
He's not in love with the money as much, you know, not in love with the attention as much.
That's probably true.
He's okay not being number one. He wants to be successful, but he's okay not being the best ever.
Mm-hmm. That's probably true. Anyway, it's interesting, though, to see Luis.
Yeah. Well, we'll wrap up 6 and 7 there. That's my thoughts. You shared your opinion?
I did. I thought it was really good.
Yeah, we covered everything in those 2 episodes.
I think so. It was interesting.
We're going to cut it. We'll see you in episode 8, but until then, this has been Mac.
And Ray.
Keep it all biz.
And we'll see you on the podcast.